my family, my wife, I mean, the people close to me, like they sort of all know that I've been working incredibly hard and this was something that I'd always dreamed of, but you never know if you're gonna get it.
Over the summer, NBC News Now anchor Tom Llamas will take over as anchor and managing editor of NBC Nightly News.
When I did find out, I told my wife first, obviously she couldn't, like she was so stunned. She used to work in the business, she couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it in a good way, not like, oh, you? She couldn't believe what I was telling her. My parents came to this country in the late 50s and early 60s. They both started in South Florida. They met in Miami. Miami was incredible to grow up there. I was surrounded by a community of Cuban Americans that were thriving, that supported each other, that taught us to be proud of where you came from, to embrace your culture, to learn your history, to know why your family left. So at a very young age, politics, elections, immigration, these were things that we were talking about around the dinner table. And then we watched a lot of news because my parents were always yearning to get news back from Cuba. So we'd watch news in English and then we'd watch news in Spanish. I remember watching newscasts, and anytime Fidel Castro was going to be interviewed, it was a very big affair in my house. I started interning at 15 at Telemundo, which was the Spanish station in Miami, one of the Spanish stations. And they hired me at 15. I mean, they didn't pay me, but I worked there, for 2 summers and it was great. I've worked in newsrooms ever since, and I got bit by the bug, and I believe this is a great profession. It's an honor. And to be now in this chair at Nightly News is just the dream of a life.
And good evening. We begin tonight with the outrage and unrest rippling across the country as anti-ICE protesters from state to state clash with police.
When I cover immigration, and I've covered a lot of immigration stories, I still do, I go in there as a journalist, and I go in there without fear or favor, and I'm tough but fair. And by that I mean, I speak Spanish, so I can get both sides of the story. I can speak to the people if they're obviously from Latin countries.
You heard rumors that they were letting you in from here. Tú oíste rumores que te iban a dejar entrar por aquí.
Que estaban dejando cruzar.
I understand why people left their countries. It's my family story. I understand why people have to pick up and just leave. I get that. But I'm also going to obviously say the side of the story of Border Patrol and whatever administration is in power.
If a judge rules in California's favor, what will you say to that?
I think it's wrong. I think President Trump's doing the right thing.
This is a country of laws and borders. And in my reporting, I'm always going to be fair and down the middle. I am a Hispanic reporter, but I'm a reporter. And so when I attack a story, when I go to cover a story, that's what I'm thinking about.
An update on a story we brought you last night.
I don't think we're any different than anybody else that provides a public service or any type of service. You're there to do a job, and our job is to report out the story.
With Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We're not computers, we're not perfect, but we get it right, I'd say, the vast majority of the time. Every night people depend on us because they know we get it right.